Hi, Henry.
Hello.
First up, we will have Roman Modrowski from ESPN. Roman, you've been unmuted.
Hi, Henry. We're asking all the fighters kind of like, what's been the difference so far in this fight week since you got down there, other than the fact I'm talking to you while you're wearing a mask during a virtual media day? What are some of the other differences that you've seen once you arrived at the hotel?
It's just more calm. Like I don't. It doesn't. Obviously we know we're fighting, but it doesn't feel like fight week. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just calm. Like it's deserted. Which is actually kind of peaceful to us. There's no fans waiting for us, so there's nobody that's really outside coming in. So I think that's for me that's the biggest difference between being tested and having a 6-inch pizza going up your nose.
Was that right away, Henry? Is it like as you arrived at the hotel? Is that when you guys have to go through that?
Yeah, as soon as I arrived at the hotel, they did that. They grabbed us and put us in the front of the line, and we got tested. I got tested within 15 minutes of my arrival.
And then Francis said that he's just been basically in the room and really hasn't gone out. Has that been your experience as well, or have you been able to go out of the room at all, or what's that been like?
Yeah, no, I've been staying in. I've been staying. I mean, I just got here last night. I got here closer to about maybe 11 p.m. And I just woke up too, so I don't know if I get the same thing as Francis. I haven't left my room.
Okay, that's all I have. Thank you.
Thank you. Next, we have Caroline Pierce with BT Sport. You've been unmuted.
Recently that this is sort of Triple C version 2.0. So what upgrades have you made from the original model that we've been used to seeing?
I've gone cringier, if you haven't noticed. You see my last post, and I'm willing to marry Jose Baldo if I have to get him out here. So that's about it. And I think I view the sport a lot different since my last fight. I've coming off an injury, being out for close to a year. I think it's only opened my eyes to a lot of new things, and actually got to know myself and my style more. So that's the Triple C you guys are going to see on Saturday night.
Talking of the Triple C and the cringe and all that kind of like persona that you portray, Dominic Cruz did a bit of a character assassination of you on Ariel Hawani's show, basically saying you do that to hide the real you or not knowing who the real you is. I mean, what do you say to that?
I think I don't know what to say about that. I think cringe is a new cool. I think I've always been a little cringe, a little bit of corny. If anything, I think it's the person that you are, and then you just amplify a little bit. Now, of course, man, Dominic Cruz is he's like a used car salesman. He's got to say anything to grab your guys' attention, just like Triple C. So Dominic Cruz can say what he wants, but at the end of the day, he's gonna have to step into the octagon with me. He's gonna have to show it with his action.
You guys will definitely be throwing down on Saturday night. You've called out Dom in the past. You've said that he was your number one choice, but at the same time, you've referred to him as a tune-up fight, and that he's kind of lucky or hit the jackpot in getting this fight. Do you still feel this way? Do you still feel he's a tune-up fight, or are you taking him seriously as a genuine contender for your bantamweight belt?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I'm expecting the best Dominic Cruz out there. I'm in the reason why I became successful all these years. Don't allow that cringe to fool you. But at the same time, I'm a very powerful-minded human being. So I'm expecting the best Dominic Cruz to come on Saturday night. But I hope he also expects the best Triple C to come out. When I'm firing at all cylinders, I don't think there's any human being on there. Not even Francis Ngannou.
You feel you could take on Francis, like get done with Dominic and then step in there with Francis?
Why not? Bring him out. Bring out that French fry.
Look, you know from the past what Dominic brings, the caliber of fighter he is, former champion himself. What do you have to do? What do you have to showcase to make sure you're the one that gets the win?
Patience, skills, sticking to the game plan, adjusting in the fight. mean, in a fight, there's a lot of things. You know, obviously, you're the captain inside the octagon. Like, you can listen to your coaches all you want, but you know, you also got to listen to your abilities and the stuff that's in front of you. You know, strength, opportunities, and threats. So it's a mixture of a lot of things. I think that's what separated me against a lot of the best guys in the world is the fact that I'm able to make that switch. A lot of people continue to keep getting hit in a certain area, they'll keep taking it. For my sense, I could take it, but I could also adjust and I could also give it well taken.
And it's a great backstory. You're both from Arizona. You know, you do have a certain amount of history, training in the same state, etc., the same team, wrestling. You know, how does this story end for you? You get to fight one another now. If you were to write this story right now, how you want it to play out perfectly on Saturday night, what does it look like?
Yeah, how I want it to play out perfectly is my hand being right. Is, getting the job done. At the end of the day, it's people a lot of times talk about the journey. It's a lot of times it's about the destination. Overall objective is to get your hand right. That's what I envision.
Have you visualized a specific finish, a submission, a knockout? You know, anything that would really put the cherry on top of the cake?
Yeah, knockout would be nice. I'm ready for 25 minutes if that's how long it goes. I'm ready for 2 minutes. I'm ready for 1 minute. I'm ready for 25. It really, you know, I'm looking to stop it. Like that's my overall my goal.
And how's it feel to be part of sporting history here, you know, with this global pandemic going on and everything going on in the world, that you get to be a part of something that's going to be bringing entertainment and joy to so many people that are craving sport right now?
Yeah, I think it's awesome. First of all, I'd like to say that I was the first athlete last year to inaugurate the ESPN fight card against TJ. You know, now I'm again going back and looking into history. I'm part of one of the biggest cards the entire year, maybe of the UFC. Being part of this time where, you know, people are going through turmoil, unemployment, and famine and whatnot. To be able to entertain people, so that means a lot to me.
Well, thank you and best of luck.
Carlos Contreras is next. You are unmuted. Carlos, you're up.
Hola Henry, hi.
Hola, ¿cómo está?
Te voy a hacer una pregunta en español y quiero ver si lo puedes contestar también en inglés para pues no molestar mucho a la gente. Los fans de los deportes de combate están acostumbrados a tener una muy buena pelea el 5 de mayo. Esta vez no hubo box. Henry va a traer una gran pelea para celebrar este 5 de mayo el sábado.
De verdad que ni la pensé, man. Es raro de ver y sentir que la gente no celebró el 5 de mayo este año, pero tengo algo preparado. Este sábado, tal vez el 5 de mayo va a venir un poquito tarde, pero va a llegar, ¿eh?
Gracias, Henry.
Hello?
Sí, well, can you answer that in English? Boxing fans didn't have a Cinco de Mayo card this past weekend, so maybe you can bring something for Cinco de Mayo this Saturday.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, what else is there, man, to do? I grew up on Cinco de Mayo. Obviously, I have Mexican heritage. I'm an immigrant son. Both my parents are Mexican. To me, even though we weren't able to celebrate the holiday on the 5th, it's just going to come a little later, on the 9th. I hope everybody likes goat, because that's not going to be served.
Thank you, Henry.
Next up, we have Fabricio Sosa. You've been unmuted. Okay, we will carry on then. Nolan King with USA Today, you are up.
Hola. ¿Me escuchas? ¿Me escuchan?
Sí, te escucho. ¿Cómo están?
Hola, ¿cómo andas, Henry? ¿Todo bien? Bueno, te hablo desde Argentina, discúlpeme habla en anglosajona. Te quería preguntar, vos ya sos el triple C, como muchas veces lo dijiste, ¿Qué más te queda en el deporte de combate?
¿Qué más me queda? Me queda defender mi cinturón. Me queda defender mi cinturón, me queda... Eso es lo que me queda, eso es lo que me falta. Y tal vez después de esto, pelear por otro cinturón, pelear por el tercero. Me gustaría ser el primero en la historia de luchar por un tercer cinturón y obvio ganar. Entonces, si es posible, después de defender, me gustaría agregar otro cinturón.
Bien, Henry, ¿qué sabes de la Argentina? Perdón que te pregunte autorreferencial, ¿no? Pero entenderás que los lectores del diario son de aquí.
Que sé de Argentina es que tiene muchas güeritas bonitas. Tengo amigos argentinos también. Sé que son putas. Antes de venir aquí vi un documental de Maradona y las leyendas que ustedes han tenido en su deporte también. La gente también reconoce lo que han hecho en Argentina.
Bien. Henry, ¿crees que se hará alguna vez una tercera parte con Demetrius Johnson?
¿Cómo?
Si crees que se hará una tercera pelea alguna vez con Demetrius Johnson.
Me gustaría tener eso con Demetrius Johnson. Pero realmente no se sabe, sí, no se sabe, solo el tiempo puede cambiar la historia de todos. Entonces, un día pasas, un día es que se da, a mí me encantaría.
¿Qué otro peleador, y esta es la última que te hago, qué otro peleador de otra categoría o admirás o te gusta?
Pues de verdad admiro a todos los que son campeones. Aquí tengo amigos, tengo Capilla, de verdad que todas las personas que entran en el octágono, yo admiro, ¿sí me entiendes? Porque es un respeto lo que están haciendo esas personas, se están metiendo en el octágono. Así que me preguntas a quién admiro y a quién estudio, a mí me encanta estudiar a Kobe Bryant.
Me encanta, disculpe que no escuché bien.
No, así, a mí me encanta estudiar a diferentes leyendas, no solamente en mi deporte, pero en otros deportes como básquetbol, como Kobe Bryant. Sí.
¿Sentiste mucho la muerte de Kobe?
Mucho. Es una leyenda, es una inspiración. Es la mentalidad que él tuvo, que él tenía. Y me llevo mucho lo que él dejó en este mundo. Que Dios, que descanse en paz.
Muchas gracias, Henry.
Okay, next up we have Nolan King with USA Today.
Hey, Henry, appreciate you taking the time out today, man. Just got a couple of quick ones for you. First thing, you described what the fight week experience has been like for you thus far, and I know that as we get closer to the fight, the UFC's made some adjustments too in order to put in some safety precautions. No stare downs. You guys are going to have to go to the arena, sooner. Are you a guy that's able to adjust that a little bit, on the fly? Is that something that you think will throw you off at all, or?
No, not at all. I think at the end of the day, I know what I got to do. At the end of the day, the job is, a lot of people talk about the journey, but they forget the destination. What's the destination? The destination is to win and compete, and that's how I see it. So it doesn't matter if there's 2 people in the stands or nobody in the stands. If there's 2 people in the stands, I got to get the job done.
And from a technical standpoint, this matchup, everybody knows Dominic's movement and his footwork is something unique. And do you feel like that's something that you're going to be able to figure out quickly, or do you think it will take a little bit of adjustment to kind of get that down?
Oh, I've trained for it. It's like you have to, in order to understand the funk, you got to train for the funk. So I've trained for it. I've done everything in my powers to understand it. You know, there's a game plan set in place. I don't just fight people just to I game plan for everybody. I fight everybody different. People try to break me down. It's like, oh, you wrestle the crap out of you. You can strike you. You know, I'm just, I guess I'm a chameleon. Man. I have that ability to make adjustments, especially during. I expect the best Dominic Cruz to come out. But I just hope he can handle all Triple C.
And my last question for you: there's been a lot of talk about your legacy, and you're taking these legacy fights. You know, do you feel like that this is going to be something where you try to bang this all out quickly, like you go for the legends first, and then you get these other contenders in, or do you think that you'll kind of insert the contenders like the Aljamains and the Jans and the Sandhagens, those kind of guys? Do you think you'll sprinkle them in too?
Yeah, eventually. But those dudes, tell those dudes to wait in line. Tell me who they beat. Peter Yan, all these dudes, they've already sure to fight each other to really make a number one contender. Because I knocked out the number one. So if they continue to keep crying, call each other out, man, make a storyline, build fights, Jesus. So as of right now, this is why I'm calling out legends, man, because these dudes have paid their dues in this sport. You know, Dominique Cruz and Joe Baldo.
Appreciate it, Henry. Thank you.
Okay, next we have Elizabeth Perez from CNN Espanol. Elizabeth, you've been unmuted.
Hello, hi Henry, ¿qué tal? Un gusto saludarte, Elizabeth Pérez de CNN en español. Quisiera hacerte un par de preguntas, comenzando primero, ¿qué sientes al ser uno de los pocos atletas que está regresando a la acción para de alguna forma entretener durante esta pandemia del COVID-19?
Para mí es un honor, para mí es una... de poder dar de poder entretener a la gente en estos días que es tan difícil en todo el mundo. Si podemos traer alegría a la gente, a familias que van a estar en sus casas viendo estas peleas, eso para mí me hace muy bonito, si me entiendes. Entonces, para mí estoy feliz, estoy contento de poder ser una parte de entretenimiento para la gente que está en su casa. Tal vez están tristes, tal vez están alegres, pero sea como sea, quiero entretener ahí.
Tu rival en este próximo combate, Dominic Cruz, es considerado uno de los mejores actualmente, pero no ha peleado en 4 años. ¿Consideras tú que esa ausencia del octágono representa quizás para ti una ventaja?
No, pues recordar también que yo también tengo un año que no peleo también. Llegué de cirugía, pero él ha mostrado que él puede pelear. Después de 3 años y medio, creo, él le ganó a TJ Dillashaw. O sea, eso lo que te dice es que es un rival difícil, es un rival que sabe competir y sabe ganar. ¿Sí me entiendes? Yo estoy preparado para el mejor Dominic Cruz. Yo no estoy tomando este muchacho, yo lo estoy tomando en serio. Y la gente va a ver el sábado.
¿Y qué consideras a tu juicio va a ser lo que va a marcar la diferencia ante Dominic Cruz?
La diferencia soy yo, completamente. Soy una cebolla, tengo todo. Tengo rapidez, tengo corazón, tengo fuerza. Tengo un poquito de todo. Soy una persona que soy un extremo. Me encanta de mostrar a mi alma a lo que yo tengo dentro, de qué tan fuerte yo puedo empujar el cuerpo, el espíritu.
Muchísimas gracias, Henry, y mucho éxito.
Gracias, usted.
Okay, next question we'll have Damon Martin from MMA Fighting.
You've come off a 11-month layoff because of your shoulder surgery. He's coming off almost 4 years off. Do you believe in ring rust? loss is a potential factor in this fight.
Yeah, hold on one second. I can't. You see me?
Yeah, I can see you.
Okay, no worries. We'll be good. I guess to a certain extent, man. To a certain extent, I've been out for a year. You know what I'm saying? But he's been out for about 3 years or 4 months. So yeah, there is a bit of a remorse, but it all depends on the individual too and the preparation. But I'm also here to prove that wrong. You know what I'm saying? I'm also here to compete, Martin, and to completely take them out.
You obviously have a goal of setting a tremendous legacy in your career. You mentioned obviously Dominic Cruz, former champion Jose Aldo. You mentioned even going to featherweight for Alexander Volkanovski. But about 7 months from now, TJ Dillashaw will finally reach the end of his suspension. And before he got suspended, the plan was after you beat him for the flyweight title, you were going to rematch him for the bantamweight title. Is that a fight that still do you want to revisit just to cement your legacy, because you never got a chance to fight him at bantamweight, or does the suspension change your attitude about pursuing that fight?
People will never know until you're cheated on that. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's an honor to fight somebody in the octagon. I don't know. I almost feel embarrassed. Like, I feel dirty even talking about TJ. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think there's anything in my heart that I even want to fight that dude. I really don't. We shake hands with somebody, and you guys go out to compete, next you know it, he's on some shit. EPOs where you can't get tired, the same thing that Lance Armstrong was on. Like, I don't even think I want to fight that dude. And I truly mean that, He's got to get his mind right. He's got to be fair. He's got to go through the line. Who knows how long he's been doing this for? It's unfortunate, but that's just my honest to God. That's just like what I feel like deep inside with Triple C. It was deep inside. I don't even know if I could stand next to him and do a stare down. It's false, you know what I'm saying? And I feel weird saying all those bad things, but asking me, I'm going to tell you how I feel, and that's how I feel.
And my last question, Henry, as a guy who came from wrestling and obviously being an Olympic gold medalist, we hear a lot of guys from wrestling do come into mixed martial arts. And, we see so much talent coming out now, guys, in weight classes because there's only so many weight classes in the Olympics. I'm curious your opinion because some guys like Kyle Snyder have expressed interest in coming to MMA, and I talked to Kyle Dake a couple weeks ago, and he mentioned maybe he would pursue that once the Olympics are over. I'm curious, if you look at the current crop of wrestlers that are out there, whether we're talking Olympians or college guys, in your opinion, who do you believe would be the best prospect to come to the UFC or come into MMA? If you were looking at wrestlers right now, who would you peg as a guy to say, I think he should try MMA?
Yeah, I think there's an interest too. Obviously anybody at a high level, obviously a Kyle Snyder, man, you can never count him out. The only thing that scares me with Kyle is the fact that he's a little stubby for his weight, and I would like to see him get super elusive with the shoulder in order for him to be successful. Right? But I believe any wrestler that decides to make that transition, decides to take the time with the sport, is a threat. Is a threat to not be messing with. But if I was to pick one guy besides the great Kyle Snyder, I'd say Zahid Valencia from Arizona State. He expressed interest in the sport. I believe he mentioned it. I believe if he gets in the sport of mixed martial arts, he's a 2-time NCAA champion. He's going for his third before this whole coronavirus. I think at the welterweight division, I don't think there's. I think with time, I think it'd be a really hard dude to beat. Safely.
Thank you, Henry.
Thank you, Henry. You're done.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Am I the only one that did?